Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to the farm. It's another beautiful day here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina, and we have something fun to play with. So you might have seen this Cub Cadet Challenger in the background in a few videos. I've been using it for about a month now, and today's the day we're gonna walk all the way around it. I'll show you all the cool features, and we'll put it to work here on the farm. All right? Woo! All right, folks, if this is your first time to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel, welcome to the channel. Please pound that like button, jump in here and subscribe to the channel. We're down here by our pond that we built last year. Awesome stuff. That's the spillway right there. I built a little wall and a spillway goes right down that way. Pretty cool. So Cub Cadet reached out to me and they sent a couple pieces of equipment out here. They sent the Challenger and they also sent the Ultima. We'll do a full-on review of the Ultima zero turn here pretty soon. That's a ZTX 60-inch zero turn, but today we're going to be playing with the Challenger. Now, what I'm going to do is give you an honest review. So Cub Cadet reached out to me. They sent these two products out here to the farm. They're trying to get the word out about it, and I think it's a really cool machine, and I really admire Cub Cadet for reaching out to me. We are going to take one of these machines and we're going to donate it to our local fire department. This is I don't want to say, I guess this is a sponsored video since they sent the machines out, but we're going to pay it forward. We're going to give back to our community with this sponsored video. So let's go check out the Challenger and tell you all the cool features. So I think it's only appropriate to go top to bottom and front to back on this machine. So this is the front end of the machine. It comes with some really robust bumpers, and it's also got a winch down here. Check it out. It comes factory with a 3,500-pound winch, and we're going to be putting that thing to work here in a minute because I got some logs that I dropped over in the pond, and we're going to yank those things out, and then we're going to drag them across the field with this thing. So this is the hood, and the hood system actually removes. It just pops out. Check it out. Pretty cool. Gives you some under hood storage right here. So for jackets and rain gear and stuff like that, if you're going to hit the trails or if you're going to be hitting the farm, you can put your tools and stuff up underneath there, and it just basically snaps in place with these tabs and some rubber grommets that are right in here. Easy to remove, easy to reinstall. There we go. Boom, good to go. I was just now playing a little bit too rough with this thing, and I might have got a little bit of air, and that thing held on nice and tight. Now, this thing comes stock with headlights that are much better than the competition. Honestly, this is more like a car than it is a utility vehicle. It's got a lot of car features, and I think the utility world, the utility vehicle world, is leaning toward more creature comforts just like this thing has. So let's show you the winch real quick, and we'll show you all the stuff on the front of the machine, and then we'll get into the cab. All right, guys, let's start with the front of this machine. Check out this bumper setup. Man, this thing is extra tough, extra robust. I actually tied something off to this and pulled it up out of the ground. There was a cable stuck in the ground. I tied off to that and pulled it out. If you look right here, there is a guard right here to protect your radiator. Right here is the 3,500-pound winch. Nice hook. It's a very nice setup, and you just don't get that stock. You also have a 2-inch receiver underneath here, and you've got a couple air breather holes right there or somewhere to hook up a tow hook if you needed to. Down here on this side, you've got nice aluminum guards to protect those CV boots. That's something that really goes bad on a lot of utility vehicles. And you also have a fully adjustable racing suspension shock that's really awesome. We'll talk about the tires and wheels here in just a minute. Now, look at these headlights. Holy cow, you just don't get headlights that bright. These are LED headlights on both sides. It has daytime running lights, so if you're driving on the highway and you need to be seen, this thing has you covered. Now, if you look up underneath here, you'll also see the racing shock on this side, splash guards, everything that you would typically expect from a utility vehicle, except for just a little bit more. Speaking of a little bit more, so that is the high beam, that is the low beam, and that is off. That's your daytime running lights. So low beam, high beam, and daytime running lights. You also have hazard lights. Probably can see those flashing. right here on the side, and you have turn signals, factory turn signals on this thing. Before we go in the cab, let's finish up the exterior. So you get a roof, a factory roof. This is not the factory windshield. This is an aftermarket windshield that I got from Cub Cadet, and we have a windshield wiper kit to put on this machine. Odds are this machine's probably going to stay on the farm, and that machine right there will probably be donated to the fire department. So it has 14-inch wheels, really nice tires. Check out this door, okay? I was a little bit reluctant when I saw these doors. I thought it'd be a pain in the butt getting in and out, but look how far it opens and listen to how crisp it closes. Nice, sturdy, very, very sturdy. Again, you get a factory roof on there. You don't have a factory rear glass, but I do believe, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but you do get a factory front glass. This is an aftermarket front glass that we're going to put a wiper kit on there. So let's move around to the bed, and I'll show you how the bed functions. And we got a chain in here because we're going to be towing some logs. So guys, I haven't been very gentle on this at all. You can see your exhaust is right from the rear there. You have the fully adjustable suspension right there in the rear, dual A-arm suspension. Very nice. That's the CVT transmission, and you can see I've got a ball here. I've been pulling a little trailer around with this critter. Right here you've got one single handle, which I really like, and it's nice and tough. So I'm a big boy. We're gonna hop up on this thing and see if we can make it bend. Here we go. This thing ain't going nowhere, man. It's super duper sturdy. You also have these little grooves, these index grooves in here, and there are all sorts of little attachments that you can get from Cub Cadet. Now, we'll show you how easy it is to dump the cargo bed. All you do, you pull this handle right here. It's a manual dump. Boom. And we dumped our chain out. So now I got to pick the chain up again. Now to close it back down, all we do is push it closed. But let's look underneath the hood or the trunk or whatever we want to say. It's a mid-engine vehicle, so check it out. So we look up underneath here, and we've got a 735cc engine, and that engine right there will put you a max speed of about 45 miles per hour in high gear. And again, that's your transmission. You can see your transaxle right here. Everything's really easy to access and grease. You can see, hold on, we'll cruise in here. Nothing I dislike worse than a non-greasable axle. So that's super duper awesome. And there's your air filter. We'll close this back down. Very, very nice, very nice. So let's get inside here. And the seats are just, man, they're just a higher quality material. You can just see it's based on a car platform. It really is. This is just a high quality seat material. And underneath there is where you check your oil and everything. You just pop the seat out. It just lifts right out. You've got 2 cup holders and a place to put all your goodies. You also have a cell phone pocket, which is super awesome. Again, we'll get in here, something that doesn't come factory on a lot of these machines, the horn. Look at the gauge cluster right here, guys. So in order to start it, we got to turn it off here. We'll turn it back on just like a car. All these lights light up, and then we'll put our foot down here on the brake, start it up, and again, just like a car, you have park, reverse, neutral, high, and low. So we can put it right down in low, and that's what we typically drive on the farm, and then high if we're cruising down the road. Okay, we have emergency brake. Everything's very, very easily accessed, and you can see, let's turn it off for a second. You can see how easy the e-brake is. So my wife had a hard time with the emergency brake on our other utility vehicle, but this thing, that's it. Very, very simple, very easy. Now let's look at the gauge cluster a little bit so I can explain some things to you guys. Again, kind of based on that car platform, reverse, neutral, high, low. You know where you're at for sure. You got a seatbelt warning light, and that's something that's important. It won't go over certain speeds without your seatbelt buckled for safety reasons. Now you can see here the 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. So we'll click it into 4. That's 4-wheel drive, and you hear a little solenoid. Now, all that is actuated right over here with the 4-wheel drive buttons and the diff lock button, which is awesome. So winch in, winch out, rear diff lock, and front diff lock. Check it out. So we're going to hit the rear diff lock button. There it is. Rear diff lock button. Rear diff lock off. Front diff lock. I think you got to be moving in order to engage that front diff lock. So we'll take it out of 4-wheel drive, just like that. You can see the little engine light comes on right here. Pretty nifty. When you turn the key on, the gauges do a little dance for you. I think it's cool, man. It's just very cool. Over here on the side, all your buttons are illuminated. See, as I turn them on, your high beam, your low beam, your hazard, and your turn signal. It's all right there, easily accessible. We also have a handle down here for tilt steering. So if you're a little bit more robust, of course we're trying to lose a little weight here, you can pull this knob and adjust your steering. Very, very cool. A nice storage pouch right here, and a nice glove box right there, so you can store all your goodies inside the glove box. And another storage pouch here, and a charging outlet right there. Very, very nice. So good cup holders right here. These will hold your cups in. They have these little rubber feet on them, and that holds your cups in very, very nicely. We'll put this guy back here. There we go. Alrighty. Now let's look at getting in and out of this critter. So you got a handle here you can pull, and then you got a handle here that you release. Very, very cool. So for winter time, you can leave this piece in, and for summertime you want more airflow, you can take that piece out right there. It's a little plastic piece that mounts inside that mesh. Let's get out of this critter, and we'll talk a little bit more about how I like it, how I feel. So riding this thing, the suspension is super duper plush. You're gonna get some footage right now of that plush suspension just going over our driveway, beating it down a little bit. It's fast, it's smooth, and it's strong, and we've been hauling around feed, and we've been hauling around grass seed and all sorts of stuff with it. No problems whatsoever. We've actually used the winch to pull the tractor out of the shed the other day. The winch kicks butt, and we're gonna do a little demonstration here. So we're gonna hook the winch up to these trees that I dropped, I guess last fall, and that's when I was doing a steel chainsaw review. So love doing tool reviews, man. This is my kind of thing right here. Let's hook it up and pull that log out. Totally forgot the winch has a disengage setting right there. I just click it and I can winch out, and then I'll get back in. I've got Mrs. Stoney Ridge in the cockpit. Say hello. Wave hello. All right, honey, you ready? All right, winch in. All right, hold it. Okay, you can see the winch cable is nice and tight. We're gonna step back a little bit so we don't bash the camera, and I've got the drone up in the air. Can't argue with that, man. That was awesome. That thing pulled that log out, no problem. So what I've learned is 1,000 pounds, and I think this thing has a 1,200 pound towing capacity, and the winch is a 3,500 pound winch. The winch didn't hardly even grunt pulling that thing out of the water. Kind of funny, dude. Check this out. Not really part of the review, but this has been cut for 3 months, something like that, and it's sprouting, I guess, where it was laying in the water. That's pretty cool. So that is the machine pulling. It's got some pulling power, so we'll get you some cool footage running around the farm here, enjoying ourselves out by the cow pasture. Somebody's tooting their horn at me. So guys, all in all, I'm really, really happy with the Cub Cadet Challenger. It's a great addition to the farm. Sometimes we need 2 utility vehicles, especially if we're building fence way on the other side of the farm. So folks ask me, what do you need all those utility vehicles? Really cool, very impressed, very happy, A+. I can't wait to do the review on this machine. We've already mowed the yard with it one time, and we're gonna hit the yard tomorrow night with that machine too. So guys, come on back and see me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Please pound that like button, jump in, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you here. All right? Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet.